And welcome to Canadian Disc Golf Productions coverage of the SAW Open presented by Peacebridge Disc Golf Days, and covered by J Pool Solutions. I'm Pat McCauley. I'm here with Chris Brown. We are PB Squared, Peacebridge, Patty, and Brownie. Chris, how's it going today, man?
It's going pretty good. How about you there, Patrick?
Well, cannot complain. Looking at this beautiful aerial footage of Winter Farms Disc Golf Course in Brantford, Ontario. Brought to you by Gripped and Ripped, Diameter Apparel as well. We are looking over the farm and the bomber course and a look at our players today, the feature card.
Yeah, first we had Jonah McPhee, James Duong out of Brampton. There's Chris Ozolins looking through the wrong direction. And then here's Zanini. Oh, look at that hair. He's growing it up nicely now.
Is he a hockey player or a disc golfer? I don't know.
So, hole one. This hole is actually kind of a pretty easy starting hole. If it was anywhere in the middle, it'd be really easy, but you really just want to throw a hyzer out there as far as you can. Keep it in bounds. The cornfield is OB.
677 feet with a hard dogleg left at the end, so it's not super long for a par 5, but the trickiness comes in the green entry. If you want to go up and over the trees, or you want to try and go right up to the mouth in the entry.
I think for the most part, for the first hole, everyone's just going to try and get to the mouth, try to get an easy birdie 4, and move on.
Yeah, there is a chance if you can bomb a couple up for the eagle look, but birdie is probably a good standard way to start this round.
You will notice the corn on the right. For this tournament, there is no corn. It is all gone, so it'll be an open field on the right.
That's right. Now this course is the long bomber course, one of 2 sets of 18 here at Winter Farms. The Winter family has done an amazing job to make a 36-hole championship level course. The long bomber is going to be the first round of this tournament. The second 2 rounds is going to be done on the winding woods, so 2 very completely different courses today.
Indeed. There's the mouth that we were talking. You just want to get somewhere near those stairs on your second shot, and it's about 80-90 feet up to the basket for your birdie 4.
Get used to this word for the first round, rollaways. A lot of greens on hills. Rollaways can ruin the day for you when you're starting off. Here we go.
See a beautiful day on the first day on our Saturday. As you say, just get it in bounds. That looks a little short from what I would think.
Good control. You don't want to get any trouble right off the first shot. Being conservative is not a bad thing here. Duong now. Well, similar play there.
That's definitely a lot more inside that he wants. It kind of pinches off your upshot from there, but he can still make it happen.
Looks like the air might be pushing them down a little bit more than they expect as well.
There was definitely a headwind that day, if I remember correctly.
There's a more full rip from Oz. He's going to be way up there with his Team Thought Space jersey.
Even that one was a little too sad. You could see in his face he didn't really think he got a full one on that.
All right, and Cam for his tee shot to start the tournament. Nice wind ride there, right up the fairway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all those shots will play. As I said, first shot's about getting it in bounds.
Now here's where you see some of the more aggressive players eyeing up that up and over shot for the eagle look, but we'll see if Duong is looking high enough or he's going to play right to the mouth. That seems to be the play.
Oh, that is inside. That's trouble. That's one of the things you really can't do on this hole.
That area is one of the roughest areas on the entire course, all 36 holes on that left side. And that's a nice entry up into the mouth.
Yeah, I couldn't really tell if that was too short, but it looked okay.
A little bit further up. I was probably about 40 feet up, at least, ahead of the others.
Be interesting to see if he goes for it or not.
We got a little bit sideways on that release. He's way out right, but good safe spot to be.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
All right, and Cam, apparently closest to the pin off the start, so he got a better position than we thought. He is over to the left a bit. So So he's not going to be able to attack as much going for the straight shot. And, ooh, a little bit early.
Definitely looked a little early. It should be playable. It's probably about 300 feet uphill, but the uphill really makes it so that's about as far as you can get.
Yeah, it's deceiving. That's 677 feet. Feels like 800 for sure.
Yep. We can't see.
Little chip out. And here's Jonah.
Yeah, as you can see, James and Jonah were both way too short of the gap. Had to just play up to the corner again for their third shot. So birdie is probably out of the question for them.
You definitely don't want to get stuck rolling back down that hill towards the cornfield. And Oz going for the gap, catches a tree. That's not uncommon, but he is in the green though.
I don't know what his putt's going to look like. It'll probably be blocked, but still getting up and down.
James, he still doesn't get through, but he is in the green.
That was his third shot. He'll be throwing for 4 right now.
We've got cars on the course here. Another obstacle that you have to look out for. Dodging traffic here at Winter Farms.
If I'm not mistaken, that was you driving that car.
Well, it might have been. I'm not going to tell, though. And came is up. It does a little bit of plinko in the trees. We'll have to see where he landed. Jonah, a long bid here. This is upwards of 60 feet. And Oz does have a window.
I think he was just laying that up, though.
Yeah. Looks like some birdies can come of this one. Duong takes the knee, trying to get a reach around in a good view.
I think this is for 5, if I'm not mistaken.
And it gets the release just off.
It does drop off behind the basket there, so it could have gone a little bit, but it is pretty rough back there, so it might have caught.
Here's another reach out. You will see this a lot in some of these greens. There are spike trees at Winter Farms, so the tree's completely surrounded by spikes that you have to avoid as well.
I think this is for his birdie, though.
And he got it moving, but a couple of these putts peeling off left, something that can happen on the first hole. And Oz is in for his par.
Looks like another par for Jonah.
Yeah.
And I believe that's a 6 for James.
This is the best hole.
Not the start he wanted, but
This is like
he's a good enough player. He'll get back. And there's Cam for his 5.
really good.
All right.
Honestly, not probably the way they wanted to play the hole. That hole it should be a pretty routine 4. It happens. Moving on.
Playing under par slightly.
Looks like
4.95 average.
yeah, so just under par, the 5th easiest hole on the day. So you know that not getting a single birdie on that card is a bit strange for our lead card or
The feature card, yeah. These are the highest rated players selected for the feature card. Today we're looking at hole 2, brought to you by PMW Productions. That's Patrick Walker out of Christie Lake Club doing the trophies for us this year.
So hole 2, it's probably about a 250 foot straight throw through the trees out to just before the corner. Once you get to the corner, you're going to make a hard left, throw another 200 feet right to the basket, which you'll see right there, and hopefully tap in your 3.
Now there's a lot of guardian trees right off the tees. Definitely from the shorts, I know this as an AM player. From the longs, they're probably about 80 feet out. You got to get through those trees before you even get to the fairway.
That is true. The big thing here is hit the gap going out. If you get caught up early, the big number can come in very quickly because just getting back to that little fairway.
What's the
will be
popular
tough.
choice here? Like overstable putter? Or
Honestly, I don't think you could go over stable putter and a little ante, but I think just a nice straight putter thrown smoothly. You don't need to overdo anything. You don't even need to finish left if you don't want to. I don't know where that went.
Sunblocked rip through the gap, but he did make the gap. You can see those
so?
2 trees just beyond the short pad.
Let's hope. This might be a praxis from Oz from Thought Space. That is no.
Oh, dangler.
Those branches. I didn't see them in my practice round, but I definitely hit them during my round. So I know you're feeling Oz.
Just big enough. Caught by the witch fingers. Cam's outside, but he flexes it very nicely right through the gap.
That should be good if he didn't go be long.
Duong's wide.
He got kicked into the bush. I'm sure he won't. He's going to have a rough time out of there.
Oz, a little bit of a tomahawk there, and that could be even deeper into the trees.
I guess Jane's got all the way through. That's fantastic.
That's a great break.
No Jimmy D. So OB cornfield, as we said, all the cornfield here is going to be OB, and that might be in it.
Speak of the devil. There's a little inlet of green, but it wasn't enough for him that time.
That one was my bad, James. Sorry about that.
Cam's got some trees on the left to get around now, so he's opting for probably a forehand flex here. And he does just that.
Oh, that's beautiful. I think that will be for his 3, right?
That will be, yep.
Ooh, did Jonah go OB? It's hard to tell.
I think he did, because he's about a meter off, and that's going to be an easy tap in for par, if that's the case. And yeah, wow, what's
Okay.
Oz up to here?
Okay, so this is hole 15. He's 15?
14.
No,
14.
13.
14's fairway, maybe.
Yeah, I think it's hole 13 he's got himself to. Honestly, not that bad of a spot. Obviously, he's blocked from the basket, but he could get up and down. Oh, I don't know where he went, but it looks like he may have found the OB as well.
He's got a putt.
Look at that stepper from Oz.
Completed the hole in one of the most creative ways I've ever seen, and that is a par save.
Oh, that was a par. That's incredible.
From 2 holes over.
Mm-hmm. So, James looks like he's putting from the OB, and the line must get pulled in quite a bit there then, because they did have a rope line that there was played from. So, curious if he actually went OB or not. Made the putt though.
Great putt. Stepping just from outside.
And that's either for Jonas 3 or 4. It's hard to tell if he went OB or not.
That was a 4.
That was a full 4?
So he was out of bounds. And Cam with the drop-in birdie almost.
So Cam, surprisingly, with our only birdie of the day, which that is very surprising. That hole, you just got to throw 2 straight 200-foot shots. I understand why it wouldn't happen, but I figured more people would get that.
There are tons of places to score on that hole, but hole 3, 239 feet.
This one here is, if you have a righty forehand at 239 feet, I actually think it plays a lot farther than that. I think that number might be a little different, but if you have a 250-foot forehand, that's what you can throw that on this, no problem. Come into the hillside, avoid all the OB, which is left and right.
This one brought to you by Huxtable Pools and Spas. So Covered by Jay can get your coverings, and Jamie can build you the entire pool if you want. They'll tag team it for you.
Sounds nice.
And Cam with a nice forehand, just like you drew it up in the preview, and that looks very circle 1.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to tell with the hill, but that could be short. Jonah's got a very proficient forehand. I'm not surprised to see this.
Leaves it a bit high, a bit nose up.
Again, maybe short, but I think it's still in bounds, putting near circle 1.
It's hard to tell just over the crest of the hill if it gets to that OB or not. They're probably all going to opt for that forehand. It is the safe play. The Marsh, OB on the left. Oz gets a bit more carry, but it's high as well.
We all hide hard on that.
That one could be a bit long. And Duong, the 4th of 4 forehands coming up.
All 4 of these guys on this card have a very good forehand, so this is not a surprise at all.
Ooh, he threw that with some confidence.
Ooh.
The ace run. Oh, we'll see if that. I think that might have rolled away a bit, but he should be okay.
Jonah from, looks like just outside circle maybe. Ooh, just misses it.
And Cam from about 20 feet.
Oh, no.
No, just left it short.
So much longer.
Cam will be kicking himself for that one. That one looked like he should have had it.
Yeah, you don't want to give that one up. Hole 3 is a fairly easy hole.
Yeah.
However, there were some doubles on it today, pushing the average up above par,
Oh, James.
which can happen any yeah.
Just gets it in for his 2. Doesn't matter how it gets there. And I believe that should be a 2 for Ozzy as well.
You'll see that. Oh, I just got away with it. Smile from Duong a few times. And here we go off to the uphill hole 4.
Hole 4. Hole 4 says 260 feet. I think it plays closer to 380. It is straight uphill. The camera doesn't do it justice at all. It is OB cornfield right, a really thick, very prickly bush on the left. You just gotta rip it as hard as you can and get to the top of the hill.
I don't think many people are worried about going long on this hole from the longs.
I would be surprised if it crosses through anybody's head.
Yeah.
Was it OB long? I didn't even.
It's not OB long,
Okay.
but the Schnarb is there in
Yeah.
hole 5's tee pad. But
I didn't even think about OB long, so it never once crossed my mind that it could happen. Another hole where the distance to me just doesn't add up. I think it might be closer to 300 feet.
this one brought to you by
Ooh.
Disc Golf Days and Top Link. And Oz flops it over left a bit. That's going to be well short, but it is up the hill. Disc Golf Days group events. You can find them on the Top Link website or at discgolfdays.org. Sponsored by Peace Bridge. Something that they do to get new players into the sport and put a disc in the hand of every person that goes to a disc golf day.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, James.
And he's gone to find some groundhogs on that one. Into the fields.
That will be very early.
Cam corrects nicely on that one.
I do think it is going to be short. I don't know if you can get a hyzer all the way to the basket up this hill. I'm sure people can. I don't know if that got there.
It seems to be a tee shot of attrition here. Just to make it up the hill is a victory in itself.
That's perfect.
That actually looks like it's either OB or it's really good.
If he got into that cutaway, Jonah is laughing. James barely halfway up the hill here. And that's going to come down right past left of the basket.
That should be all right.
Cam putting from just about circle's edge or more. Chains out left. That'd been a great one to get.
Really would have been. It's hard to tell. He's right next to the OB line. You can see the white stake there in the bottom. Oh.
Oh, that's a tough one.
It's hard to say if he stayed in bounds or not, but so that's either a 3 or a 4 for him. A 4 will hurt.
And that's going to be, yeah, that's a 4. It was OB.
Okay. Here's Ozzy for his 2 from left of the basket. Oh, no.
The chain's not being very nice on hole 4 today.
Just nubbed out there. Really needed to really commit to that one. I can understand why the OB is very close behind the basket there. And there's James with his cleanup 4.
That's nicely done. And correction, Jonah did get the 3 on that.
Oh, so he was in bounds. Perfect.
All right, time to launch it down Devil's Gulch here on hole 5. We'll see what we mean coming up.
I don't know what to say about this hole. You can get a little putter forehand down the right here. You can throw a backhand low down the left. I've seen people jump putting down this. It's a unique hole, to say the least. I've seen people throw thumbers over the top. There is any which way you can figure out. There's no real OB to be worried about though on it. So
Only long in the creek. And if you end up hitting a tree, if you do try and go down the gap, which many do, you're gonna end up in all kinds of stuff. You got nettles, you got poison ivy. I actually chained out on this from a knee. I
No
teed off
way.
From a knee.
You teed off from. I've never heard.
With my putter.
This
Yeah.
is the first time I've ever teed off from the knee before.
I don't know if it was regulation, but it worked. Chained out. I threw a P1X.
Yeah.
And Cam goes for the nice, smooth, low forehand.
You're just trying to get it down that little gap that's just past Jonah's hip there. I think Jonah may actually be going for a flex line.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, that's a really risky line.
Yeah.
The right-hand line was larger last year. It's now the tougher gap to hit, so
Sure.
safe on the left.
That looks as good as you can get from James, I'm imagining.
Yeah, I know. There's not much room to get a view because that fairway is so narrow, so we'll find out. And Jonah off the fairway, only about 30% of the way down, and more trouble. He's going into the ivy.
Indeed. The left side is unforgiving on this hole. It is so thick. It is
This
sharp. Ooh, he almost puts it in.
Amazing recovery. Almost leans it up for 2
Yeah.
points there. Excellent recovery shot from Jonah. It's still going to be a 4, though.
The Aussie got himself just cut off a little early, but that's a 25-foot, 30-foot putt for Oz.
Yeah, very good outcome.
There it is.
Jams it. All right, Cam got away fairly lucky
Yeah,
to have that. And, oh, yeah.
yeah. Easy 2 for Cam, and that means James must be even closer.
Bing, bang, boom. Getting out luckier than some cards on this hole, and they're off to the river part of the course. This one was brought to you by Rad Disc Dyes. Get your disc dyed. Search her up. That's Allison Radish. And hole 6 here, we're along the river.
Yes. So this is just says 231. I think it plays 250. 250-ish is just an island, 30-foot island. Pretty routine, pretty straightforward. This is one you're pretty much walking up expecting to get. If you're not getting the 2 on this one, you are losing strokes to almost the entire field, I'm imagining.
Yeah, the island is circle 1 here with a very short drop zone as well. So even if you miss the island, you could have a chance to save par. This one brought to you by Verticam Foam Works right in Brantford. Call them for all your architectural crown molding design needs. Cam, wide, hyzer, just want to land in the island right up close, and that's how it's done. We could see this on repeat almost.
Yeah, that was a lot wider than I would imagine, but hey man, if it works, it works.
The wider they go, the safer the entry to the island. And James, right about the same spot.
I think they might be doing that just to cut the distance down a bit so they can throw full power and not have to worry about going long.
Yeah, that's right. Nas probably going to be doing the exact same thing here. And a little bit flatter, a little bit longer, about the same distance.
Rinse and repeat.
Yeah, this will challenge the players when it is windier, but this should just be a stock shot and a little low.
That was 100%
That's
the tee pad there.
Understandable trying to cut down your power a little bit, but Jonah's going to be kicking himself for missing that. And he almost drops it from the drop zone for the 3.
That was a good effort. But he'll be losing this a couple strokes on the card here.
You would hope.
Everyone will be taking those birdies. And you'll notice down in this river section, those big, beautiful stonework tee pads are not present down here. It's too soft to get in there to get the tee pads built. This course is only about a year and a couple months old.
What's Ozzy doing?
And that's, I don't know if that's regulation, touching the equipment.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Very unique.
Just at a front row seat for that.
Look at that guy.
Getting a good look. All right, hole 7. This one is coming in at 249 feet. Brought to you by Winter and Sun Drywall Limited. This one is kind of adjacent to the island hole. Keeping it wide around to the left, around that one tree that you see to your right that's sticking out, is very, very cumbersome to your tee shot. And then what you see a lot of the time is some people turning over forehand and ending up in the river, ending up in the the trees on the left-hand side.
And it is tough to get back from the river. It is a whole wall of trees and brush and every which kind of thing, stinging nettles even. So just keep it in bounds. Or keep it in bounds. Keep it up on the short grass and you'll be doing just fine.
Yeah, you can play from the long grass, but you don't want to be in there, and that's a good wide safe shot.
That's
Beautiful.
perfect from Cam. James also got a top level forehand. I don't doubt he's gonna do well here. Although that wood pallet is sometimes very bouncy and very hard to throw off of.
Looks to be pretty sturdy there, and he's going to be a little bit inside on the right, but no problem.
If I had to guess, I'd say it was a justice from our boy James there.
There was no risk of turnover there.
That's real wide.
Yep.
Oh, look at that, though. Hard to see, but I'm imagining...
Oh yeah.
There it was.
Curls up, less than 10 feet.
Again, this whole card, all of them top-level forehands, so everyone's going to go forehand here.
In a sense, you have a better line to look at from the longs here because you're not cut off by that tree as much.
Indeed. If you have the forehand... Oh, that looked so close to going in.
It was tracking.
James is, 20 feet away? Maybe a tree in the way? I expect James to make this.
Yeah, he straddled out a little bit to get the angle.
No!
Oh, no!
James can't believe it.
Oh, no forgiveness on that one. And by the looks of if everyone else is that close, he will be losing a stroke on the card that time. At even par going.
This hole came in as the second easiest hole of the day with a minus 0.37 scoring average.
Ooh. That does make perfect sense.
This whole stretch here, these 4 holes, you kind of expect at the top of the pro field that you're going to get every single one of them. So every one you drop down here, except for maybe this one.
That's right.
You expect to get.
The nastiest rough on hole 8.
Yeah. The idea is to get a mid-range or a putter or whatever you can throw about 280. Just throw it up high, let it go straight, and let it fall. You go left, you go in the water.
That's right. They had there wasn't many spotters out here on the course, but there was one here. I don't think many. They said about 2 cards in total didn't have to get a spotter for their discs.
Yeah, it's intimidating trying to get it up high, and the wind was also picking up too. So
I like that backhand turnover flex kind of throw to get around that initial tree. The forehand. Do you see many forehands on this one from the longs?
If you are throwing a forehand, I think it's primarily just for a placement to get you up high on the hill to get a good look at the putt. I think most people are going to go backhand.
This one brought to you by Dustin Wallace, the truck guy from Toledo Ford. Give him a call for all your truck needs. He is the best in Ontario. Oz going to line it up as well. Nice and high.
I think the tee signs must be a little bit off because 245, there is no way. This is a full rip for all of us on the way Oz just threw that putter. There's no way it only went 245.
It's slightly uphill, but it's got to be pushing 300. It feels like it anyway. And here is Jonah going for the same line, and he's a little bit inside. He's going to catch some tree early.
If he gets through, that could go.
Yeah, there is a nice landing zone up on the right as the entrance to hole 9 is kind of an open area before the green, so we'll have to see.
James is really going to need to get this one if he wants to keep himself in this. He's already 4 strokes behind the leader.
That small step up onto the tee pad, and he...
Turn for the man.
No, I think that was his banana P2, and it didn't want to flip for him. This has to be James down in the bush.
Yeah. Do some work in the jungle. Not in the creek, though, at least.
This is tough. This is so thick down here.
Yeah, and he gets out some guerrilla warfare there. A little bit long of the hole, but... Here we go. Blinded by the leaves is our view of Cam, but he is a straight look at it.
Nice little stepper and just low. That's tough. If you miss that high or left or right, you're going all the way down, almost to the water. And I think he knows it. That's why he's laughing.
Oh,
Jonah, that was That was an Anheuser and a half. That was definitely looked obstructed.
Oh yeah, he put some good English on it. It was like a snooker shot kind of.
Nice putt,
There we go.
James.
He gets out alive from the from little Cambodia over there.
This is there you go. Oz with the 2 as well. Those are 2 2s on our card, and they happen to be the only 2 2s on the day, which again surprises me.
Yeah.
It's gettable. It's there. You just got to trust your disc. That. Now we have hole 9, which par 3, 489. I think when I pulled up my rangefinder, it was actually more like 510. I don't think there's anybody in our field today that is 1 going for it, or 2 maybe even can get to there.
Yeah, we've got out of bounds on both sides this year, the cornfield and then in the forest with the hazards. It was considered to bump it up to a par 4, but instead it's just going to be the hardest hole in the course.
Yeah. Coming in a full stroke above par.
This one brought to you by True North Disc Golf. True North having a hand in helping design and install Jeff Berta this course with the Winter family, and also supplying all of our equipment for the tournament. So thanks to True North and all of our sponsors here on the front 9. Without the sponsors, this simply doesn't happen. So really shout out for them.
Thank you. So yes, if you go left, not only are you OB, there's a good chance you're not getting your disc back. It is steep, it is sharp, it is dense.
There's all kinds of things in there.
That is wide.
Really, really wide.
Oh
wow. Okay.
All right, that was yeah. It looked like he was going for a lot more, but he was just laying that up to center fairway.
Not only was it really, really wide, it was really, really short too. So
yeah, he'll be fine. There's
playing for the par smart.
Indeed. And here's Jonah.
Not as wide.
Oh yeah.
Maybe a little bit further.
Yeah.
And
same stuff.
Yep.
in a way, the way the green narrows, it kind of takes the excitement out of going for this hole. You can't play it that way.
Indeed.
But it's just the way it shapes up. And here we go, Zanini.
That looks like it's going to be real good. Yeah, that is perfect. You have a chip up, whatever it is, stance to left shot, chip forehand, jump putt, whatever he wants to do to get to the basket from there. James, ooh, that is going right.
It's good. It's going drift.
That is not coming back this time.
Oh.
And that's out of bounds very early.
Yeah, it's his whole cornfield, so that means he doesn't get to progress very far.
And when you're running the backhand, you just have to do it again. You just have to risk it again.
Yeah.
And just try and get it right the second time. That's how long the hole was.
Yeah.
People were putting out still
Yeah.
on a pro card.
Yeah.
That does not usually happen.
There was no intention to get to the basket for any of these card mates.
You don't see that unless you're on a par 4 for a pro card, and
Indeed.
that's just how hard it was. And here we go, Oz for the approach with the forehand.
This is pretty routine distance for Oz's forehand.
Yeah, flat, don't catch the wind, and a
Oh,
little
yeah.
kiss off
So
the basket.
the inbounds actually pushes out probably 35 feet right in like that half circle you see there. So he is in balance where he landed.
Yeah, there is some kind of semblance of a green up there. It doesn't
Indeed,
just
yeah,
continually.
you do have a fair landing zone. Oh, that's going left. Oh, and that's OB.
Sawed off at the saw. Duong now needs to do some damage control here and keep it right snug up close to the basket. And that's going to be stock and finish. Oh, we've got a longer putt than I thought.
No, yeah, because he went OB quite early. Let's see if he can make this for his 4. Oh, that's huge.
And that's in.
That's actually a huge putt. If you hit that basket, you could roll all the way down the hill.
That's going to keep him within striking distance of Oz for the back 9, who's already out to a 5 down.
That is big. 5 down is a lot for this course.
Yeah, 5 down is a decent score through 18 on this course.
Yes,
So-
it really is. So he's
So we'll see
halfway
what he's-
there. It means he's birdied more than half of our holes. Same with Cam coming in 4 down. That's going to be really, really competitive as well. James and Jonah, they're still even. They're doing just fine. They can pull a few back on the back 9. They'll have themselves a good round.
Yeah, there's some scoreable holes in the back, but there we are. We've made it through the first 9 here at the SAW Open, the first annual. Your leader right now is Chris Ozolins, -5. Thanks again to Diameter Apparel, covered by Jay, Peacebridge Disc Golf Days, the whole gang. I'm Patty.
I'm Chris.
And we're signing off. We'll see you on the back 9.